I see that the Democrats and a lot of progressives are saying they wish you wouldn't run, saying that your presidential bid could cripple President Biden's potential run. How does that feel to be that kind of threat, to be that kind of disruptor?
Well, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. No, man, that's what it means to be a servant of the people. You see that Harriet Tubman was a threat to the white supremacist order. Frederick Douglass was a threat. That's why he put a bounty on his head. Ida B. Wells was a threat against lynching and American terrorism, Jim and Jane Crow. That's why they put a bounty on his head. Martin King Martin, Fannie Lou Hamer, they were threats. And what does it mean to be a threat? What it means to be a threat is you calling into question an order that's predicated on too much suffering of precious everyday people. Now, the funny thing for me is, here it is, I haven't had one public event. I haven't had one fundraiser. And they say I'm a threat and a menace to the constitutional order. I say, yeah, that's what I need to be doing. That's precisely what I need to be doing, you see. Because the Constitution was pro-slavery in practice for 75 years. It's pro-Jim and Jane Crow in practice for 100 years. These days, the new Jim Crow. I always begin, as a Christian, I begin with the least of these. Which means I look at the world through the lens of my partners who incarcerated. I've been blessed to teach in prisons for 41 years. Now, I asked the Democrats, what are you doing about mass incarceration? Biden, you was an architect of it with a white supremacist named Thurman.
That's right.
Was strong. What are you doing about mass incarceration? I want to know. If you're not doing about it, how am I spoiling your votes? You're not speaking to the needs of my people. You're not speaking to the needs of those who are suffering. So I'm not a spoiler. I'm casting a spotlight on that which you don't want to come to terms with. If you were really concerned about the issues I'm concerned about, then steal my thunder. Be on the cutting edge of eliminating mass incarceration. Be on the cutting edge of abolishing of poverty, abolishing homelessness. We were just talking about beloved wife Anna the unhoused precious brothers and sisters. If you really want to speak to these issues, be on the edge of trying to gain access to workers with a living wage. Then I wouldn't have no ground.
That's right.
You see? So they think that but people say, well, it's just a personal thing. It's just a vanity thing. Please, I just turned 70 years old. The last thing I want to do is be wrestling with the issues in the American empire that have to do with just how sick and indifferent and callous our elites are when it comes to poor people and working people.